For much too long, the world of MIDI has been ruled by your local keyboard player or that friend in the band that has the most piano experience. And they always look like they're having so much fun. As guitar players, we sometimes dabble in the world of MIDI, and some of us don't have piano experience. And there is this disconnect that takes place between the player and the interface that we're always kind of guessing where the next note is, and it really disrupts the fun, creative spirit. But that's all about to change, because today, what I have for you is the Jamstik Studio Midi Guitar. And today, I hope to go over exactly what the Jamstik Studio Midi Guitar is, and 3 ways that I set up the Jamstik Creator Software in my DAW to have the most seamless kind of playing experience. As I give you a brief overview of what the Jamstik Studio Midi Guitar is, let's go over to the guitar cam. Oh yeah. Look at this. Oh, it's so cool. And it's good looking. It really helps when it's good looking, right? I mean, I know it's just kind of a studio device, but it's so good looking. So, what the Jamstik Studio Midi Guitar is a 24 fret headless guitar with a mahogany body, 2 humbuckers, a 3-way selector switch, a rosewood fretboard. It has a C-shaped neck. Did I mention a mahogany body? I think I should again, either way. And it is really just a traditional killer guitar. And the fact that it is headless makes me very happy. For those of you who followed the channel for a while know I love my headless guitars because of their tuning stability. And I think the fact that they're using a headless system is a testament to the tuning stability, because for a MIDI guitar to function properly, you need tuning stability. So I'm super excited about that element. Along with the 3-way selector, it does have a coil split that, I'm not gonna lie, I just found out about today, which means you get 6 tone variations, anything from some heavier double humbucker kind of tones. I mean, it's 2 humbuckers with a mahogany body. We know what that's gonna sound like. To some of your more Strat-like tones with your single coils. And this is great for all kinds of players. That's pretty much where the old school ends and the new school kind of begins. Because with that, you have this killer MIDI pickup mounted right between the bridge and the bridge pickup. And what the Jamstik does is it registers that MIDI information and it sends it out via either USB-C, or you have the option for a TRS out, and it does come with an adapter, so you could plug out via 5-pin cable into something like your favorite keyboard, like a Moog or anything that is MPE capable. So if you have a killer keyboard that you kind of just plunk around on every now and then to make your drum beats, something like, I don't know, like a Korg or something that you really like, and it's got some of your favorite tones in it, you have the ability now to control those tones. You know what? Let me get you a little bit of tones here. I'm raving about this thing being a guitar, and you haven't even heard it as a guitar yet. So let's get some guitar tones really quick. Ready? Check it out. And let's just get... Any reservations anyone might have about this not being an awesome, fully functional electric guitar, I think that kind of settles it right there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over to the Jamstik Creator Software, and I'm gonna run it in Logic. I'm gonna show you 3 simple ways that I set up the Jamstik Creator Software for the most enjoyable, creative playing experience. Okay, so here we are. I have the Jamstik plugged in with the supplied USB-C cable going directly into my computer, and I have my DAW open. In this case, I am running Logic. So I have this little kind of trap beat going on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down some lo-fi kind of tracks over that. Okay, mine's already set the right way, but when you open up the Jamstik, sometimes it'll be already set to single channel, but what we want is MPE, which stands for MIDI Polyphonic Expression. MIDI Polyphonic Expression is the thing that makes the wiggle stick on like a synthesizer that gets that bend sound. That's what makes that work. And we've never had to experience that before because we're guitar players. Things just bend. So I have it set to MPE. Now, one of my life hacks for the Jamstik that I didn't know, and when I found out was so helpful, if you're running the Jamstik into like a keyboard and you're using the synth effects from your favorite synthesizer or keyboard, sometimes it won't sound right. If it's an MPE device that has pitch bend on it, you might be stuck in single channel mode. And if you are running this without the software, you may not know how to change that. Well, here it is. So what you do is, watch this, it's like magic, it's great. You double click the on button and watch the screen, ready? Boom, we're in MPE, just like that. So if you're using this as a standalone device and it's not quite sounding right with the keyboard you're plugged into, that would be your quick fix, and most of the time for me, that has been what has fixed it. So now we're set into MPE mode, let's get a track going. Earlier today, I downloaded the Deep Space Oscillations and the Plucked and Bowed packages off of Jamstik's website. In this case, what I want is something, let's see, I had it set up earlier. Now here it is, Winds of Time. Now this is kind of like a ukulele setting. Get a little medieval here. Now listen what happens in the background. You hear that? So that's going to be really helpful when we're trying to make some sort of kind of like lo-fi idea. And my little thing is to mess around with octaves, because you can bring this down one octave, makes it almost like a classical guitar. Oh, and that's just gonna, oh, if you layer that, huh, so thick. Now we've got our beat queued up, we've got the one track on the Jamstik, and let's see what happens. So there you have it. It's as easy as that. With very little effort, you now have a new idea ready to go. And that's one of the things that I love about this is how quickly you can get your new ideas out. Okay, now moving on. Check this out. So we're gonna go over to the device settings and we're gonna mess with this right here. We have string sensitivity. So now we have the master sensitivity turned down a little bit, and you could still get some tapping out of it, but everything else is kind of turned up here to 8, and I like to keep everything around there. And if you are the type of player that is a little bit more nuanced, maybe you do classical guitar or two-handed tapping, right? That there's a lot of dynamics in, the string sensitivity section right here is what you need to find. All you have to do is go right to device settings, boom, it's right here, set everything a little bit higher. So then what happens with that is you're able to do things kind of like this. Messing around with this will definitely help you be a little bit more expressive. For me, I like having everything up a little bit. Sometimes I'll drag these down just a bit to help them kind of balance out. But remember, these are not triggers. They're not velocity sensors. Just because you turn it all the way up doesn't mean that you could tap very lightly and get the same kind of velocity as you would with something like a trigger. This is just to help you be more expressive. If I turn this all the way up, I can still play with dynamics. So let's try that now. We have this set up for some two-handed tapping. Okay, here we go. You ready? there you go. It's as easy as that to set up the Jamstik for some more modern playing or maybe even some classical playing. Now, tip number 3 is kind of more of just a setting that I really like that they snuck in there. Transcription used to work a little bit differently on here, but they snuck in a transcription mode without really telling anyone, and I absolutely love it. So what we do is we cue on this transcription mode, and it is easier when it comes to transcribing to have this set to multi-channel. So let's go back to that thing that I did before. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's really all we need. What I'm gonna have to do here is I double click on the MIDI track, and let's bring this up a little higher for all to see. What we're gonna go to is score, and I have mine already kind of set up for this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to click guitar, and uh-oh, what happened? So that's not what we played. Oh, but wait a second, there's more. We go back to the Jamstik Creator, and remember that earlier we changed it to 1 octave below. So let's go back to the regular octave now. 2, 3. So what we're going to do is in Logic, you have to assign the pitch to invert channel. And then everything seems to work a lot better. Let's go over here really quick, and we'll highlight it, and we will hit Q to quantize that bad boy, go over to score, and there it is. I am a guitar teacher, and sometimes it is so much more useful for me to do something like this and just to tab out for students or to write out some basic exercises. It is so much easier than doing it by hand. This is absolutely a dream come true for a modern guitar teacher or just a modern guitar player in general. Thank you guys so much. I really hope I made it clear about how much I'm enjoying this thing. Now remember, for you to get a Jamstik, you can go to jamstik.com and you can go to the store locator to find a retailer near you. I want to thank Jamstik so much for making this video possible. Thank you guys so much. This is the Working Class Musician YouTube channel. I am Jimmy Franklin. This has been the Jamstik Studio Midi Guitar, and I will catch you next time.